Hi guys, welcome back to Alcohol Ink Month 2016 at colormecreativeart.com. I'm Jessica Sanders. Hi. So today I want to share with you 3 more techniques for alcohol inks, and this all has to do with moving the paper, moving the inks. So the first thing we're going to try is technique number 4 is scraping with a credit card. Technique number 5 is scraping with craft foam. And technique number 6 is a coffee stirrer or a straw. And I'm also going to use some of my new colors I haven't tried yet. Now they're not new to Ranger, they're just new to me. I'm going to try Mountain Rose and Pool, and I really don't know what they're going to look like together, but we're going to find out, and we're going to try it on all of these different color kinds of paper. So let's get started. First, I'm just going to start by taking off my lids, of course, and then dropping some ink onto the paper. I think I can leave it there and you can see. So I'm going to drop about 3 drops of that color and this color. So this is Mountain Rose and Pool. And the first thing I'm going to do is just scrape it with a credit card. So you can see you can really move the ink by scraping it. You can get some interesting textures, and it moves really nicely on the glossy cardstock. Okay, I'm just going to clean that off. I have a dry towel. I'm going to clean that up, and I'm using the same colors of ink, so I'm going to keep going. So this is the same Mountain Rose and Pool on the Yupo. It's really not moving very much right now. And now I'm going to take my card and just see what happens. You see I can move it lightly. It's kind of flowing back into itself there. So that's a pretty cool effect that you get with Yupo. It soaks in a little bit more on the glossy cardstock. Okay, now let's try it on the mineral paper. Same colors, Mountain Rose and Pool. Again, they don't move as much as they do on the glossy cardstock. I think there's just a little bit of tooth to the Yupo, and I know there's tooth to the mineral paper because it's coated with stone. Now you see I left some circles behind. That's because I was talking. But it moves very nicely with the credit card. I think you can also, make some lines. There are a lot of different things. You could just try different techniques and see what happens. Those kind of disappear and smudge out a little bit, which is kind of nice. Okay, so now let's try our flexible foam, and let's just see if it turns out to be any different. I'm going to go ahead and the inks. I'm using the same colors just because I want it to be the difference between the tool and not the inks. So you can see you can do a lot with that also. Moving and scraping. It doesn't wipe off. It will reactivate. Soaks in. Okay, we covered that. Okay, let me try this. Again, doesn't move very much on the Yupo. I'm using the same color, so I'm not really worried about the reactivation. So you get nice movement there, and again, it just doesn't wipe off because it soaks into the foam just a little bit. Okay. I'm really liking these colors together too. Alright, let's see what happens on the mineral paper. This has just that tooth and texture. Let's just see what happens. Look, I have a little jagged edge there. Can I make lines? Sure I can. Okay, so actually you can make lines a little bit easier with the foam because it does soak in that little bit that I showed you. Alright, so that is alcohol ink with foam scraping. Okay, so the last technique I'm going to show you is with the straw or the stirrer. I tend to like to use the stirrer. I feel like I get more, I don't know, I have more control or something. I don't know, I just like it. And you can slide the stirrer back and forth to move it, or you can just scrape it. And those lines that are kind of left from the stirrer, as long as the ink is kind of wet, they're going to kind of disappear. So you can kind of get a really floral effect if you keep working with the inks in this kind of motion. Or look, this looks a little bit like feather. Okay, so I'm going to clean my stirrer. Baby wipes are great for that. I just happen to be using a towel. And let's try this on the Yupo. And we know because the Yupo doesn't soak in at all, we're going to get some interesting movement. So I'm doing the little kind of back and forth thing. And so you can really move the inks around that way on the Yupo. And they're going to keep spreading out because they just haven't dried yet. They haven't soaked in yet. Or rather, they don't soak in. It's going to keep moving till it dries, till the alcohol evaporates. And now on the Yasutomo paper with the stirrer. I'll use the straw this time just to show you. It's really not that much different. Kind of use the same effect, and you see you can really move that ink. You can make some lines, but they may dissipate because you're actually picking up more ink, I think, with the straw. So, okay, so there you go. So that are our 3 techniques, or 3 ways to scrape and move alcohol inks: credit cards, craft foam, and stirrers and straws. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.